audio. Nope. Let's go. We're not connected to these. Where's the earbud thing? I'm making this. Let's see. They'll pop up. Hey everybody, can't hear me, I know it. So we've got a little issue with the sound again, I'm sure. Susie's trying to listen in on her end.
Yeah, you got that
Staticky. So we're gonna have to bear with me. I have to figure out how to fix my sound here. I can't reach anything. Let's see, I need to connect Bluetooth devices. Connect, here we go. Uh-oh, there we go. Things got quiet in my ear, so they should have got better on your end. Let's see what. Okay, better? Everything's
better.
good?
Oh, better.
Woo! Mana, dee, 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 dee. Okay, everybody. Now, I have one little problem. I'm just going to have to entertain you with my voice only because I forgot to print out my question list today. So I just have to pop over here to my computer and print out my question list. And it is just going to take me 1 second to get that done. And then I will be right back. So you won't just be looking at a blank screen, which I know is not very exciting. So hang on a minute. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I cannot believe how much trouble I'm having with everything today. It's just one of those tech days.
I know
when
it's
the
Tuesday,
challenge,
but does it feel like Monday?
It does feel like Monday, Susie. It's when the challenge is real, people. The challenge is real. So I'm just trying to get all my questions in a row here because I thought I had them all, but now I'm looking and I don't have them. Susie, could you look up on $10 Tuesday and remind me which size of the pack and pop is available today?
Trying to get the light looking a little better.
Oh, Susie's working on the lights. She's so on it.
So you're just gonna have the halo.
I'm going to have a halo effect.
We cannot seem to get rid of the halo.
We can't get rid of the halo. Thank you, Susie. I don't know if y'all can hear Susie, but I'm pretty sure she's harassing me that she's not quite.
Harassing you with lots of love.
She's harassing me with love, is what she says. What a good friend. All right, Leanne's saying all is good in her world, and here I come. She says, I can hear and see you both. Sound is echoing. All good now. Mana mana dee 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 dee. Mana mana dee 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 dee. All right, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Live. Sorry for all the weirdness today. I don't know why I couldn't get my act together, but I couldn't. But now I kind of have it together. So let's just get right out of the box and start with talking about the email all y'all got today. That was a mistake. So the email said $10 Tuesday, and it said these items are $10, and then it said, but they're just $5. And so one of the questions on the post today was very cute from Patricia Cook. It said, I just saw the email for $10 Tuesday, and there was a picture of the Deskmade store and clip pod base tray for just $5. So I was like, wow, $5. But then I went to the link, and it was $10. What? I want it for $5. Any chance you can make this happen, Tiffany Spalding? I tried. Trust me, that was the first thing out of the box this morning when I sat down in my meeting. I was like, hey, we sent this out. It was confusing. Yes, it did say all these items are $10, but then it also said they're $5. It's like, can we make everybody happy and just have this fabulous $5, $10 Tuesday? And they said, no, but we will print a retraction. So I did my best for you guys. If I still got to make all the decisions about everything, all those things would have been $5.
It would never happen.
Well, yeah, Susie's saying would it never happen because someone would have proofread the email. But yeah, I would have done it. You know, I would rather. Well, anyway, I'm not going to go there, but there are some great buys on $10 Tuesday. The four-drawer, okay, the four-drawer storage and supply case. If you haven't seen the email, the four-drawer storage and supply case. That's a two-drawer. Oh, I think above the Gemini. Oh, it's a four-drawer. Thank you. So that's the four-drawer right there. And then, you know, again, you can pull them in and out. So four-drawer, the brand new ones, which I don't know, when I say new, I don't know if they're still on the way from the factory, or if they're in stock, but they will have the little plastic tabs that can hook together. But if you have the older ones, you can see I just clipped my trays together with miniature binder clips. So it's a good way to connect together so that back one pulls forward with the front one when you're using those. So that's $10. That's a smoke and buy, by the way. Scrap rack dust cover, just $10. Scrap rack dust cover protects your scrap rack, the stuff stored in your scrap rack, from light and dust damage. Scrap also a regular conversation on the website today, or on social today, or last couple days, I guess, about is it being discontinued. Just some of you were here last week. We talked a little bit about it. It is just all moving to the US for shipping. So while that merchandise is transitioning from the UK to the US warehouse, there's some little bit of downtime. My understanding is they're about to start reposting all those items back up on the TT website, maybe as early as today, but I think everything has arrived in the US, and so you're going to see those things pop up. Just a little spoiler alert on that. You know, it's the 20th birthday of Totally Tiffany on the 21st of March. So there may be some special deals going on that day. I'm just saying. Okay, that's it. I don't think I'm supposed to talk about that kind of stuff. Okay, question. Oh, about the scrap rack. Can I ask, what does this mean for UK customers? Will the scrap rack line still be available on crafterscompanion.uk? I do not think so. My understanding is no. So you'll have to order probably from scrapbook.com, unless the US is able to. I'm going to ask. I'll ask. Hang on a second. Will the US warehouse ship to UK on TSR items? See what we can find out for you on that. Something just flashed up here from Lan. Barbara Poirier says, question, does the dust cover for scrap rack cover when it's full of goodies? Yes and no. So it will cover a single base end to end, and all of it, but it depends on how many pages and how fat your pages are, right? So if your scrap rack has 7 spinders and I don't know, so the fatter your pages get, the fatter the whole scrap rack gets. So people who keep their pages pretty thin in terms of numbers and have smaller scrap rack, it's going to cover end to end. If your scrap rack's like mine, it's big and fat, it won't quite cover end to end because there's too much girth in there, right? But you can put 2 of them. They magnet to the back of your scrap rack, which means you can throw it back without it hitting the floor or whatever, right, when you're not using it, and then just pull it back over. But you could use 2 of them, and 2 of them will cover 2 base units also, because the way they join in the middle, so you lose that 11 inches of wing. Very confusing, but 1 will cover 1 scrap rack end to end as long as it's not big and fat. 2 will cover 2 scrap racks that are more normally big and fat. So if you have a double base unit, or if you have 1 big fat single unit, look for, do 2, especially when they're on sale today, if you're thinking about that. Light and dust, perfect solution for that. Deborah Beck Sherman says, just a reminder, can we see your catalog? I just started on mine this weekend. Do you include paper kits and card kits, or just dies and stamps, or any other tools? I include everything, not paper, not page kits. Well, page kits and card kits you will find represented in my 4-section system in my scrap rack. So if I have the Stamps of Life Halloween card kit, I'm going to take the little card that comes in that kit and I'm going to put it in the Halloween section of my scrap rack. So when I go to Halloween, I'm reminded, oh, this is Stephanie's October, 2012, whatever Halloween kit that has these items in it. And then I can go to where I have all the Stephanie Bernard kits stored and pull that kit off the shelf and use everything out of it at that time. When the kit gets small enough that it's not a full kit anymore, that there are just random Halloween pieces in that kit, I'm going to put those pieces in my scrap rack and take out the reminder card and get rid of the box. But page kits, card kits, anything like that is going to be represented in the theme in my scrap rack. Now, there are sometimes page kits, card kits that are small enough that I'm going to put the whole kit right in my scrap rack. Just depends what's in there, how bulky it is, and what's included in it, right? So I'm either going to represent it in the scrap rack or I'm actually going to put it in the scrap rack. So page kits, card kits would not be in the catalog. My catalog does include everything else, however, right? So if you're looking at dies and stamps, they're all going to be represented in there. They're going to be represented in multiple categories. I'm trying to see if I have something that's going to be. So this is an anniversary, and this is an anniversary page. So I have this balloon, this, and this little gift box, right? And it says where they are or like where they're stored. And then here in the birthday, I have the balloon and the gift box again. So I've represented that item in every section throughout my catalog where I might be able to use it, which means that I'm going to have to cut or produce multiple images of that particular thing. So if I'm using stamps, lots of times I'm just photocopying the stamp set. If I'm using dies, I'm just going to cut multiples of them out and then give that the number where it belongs so that I can easily go to my whatever it is. It's just card blanks, but dies, stamps, embossing folders, the image of them. Now for embossing folders, I do, you can kind of see here, these are borders. Maybe you can see kind of a weird camera. Let me see if I have a darker one. It'll show up better. For embossing folders, I usually do rubbings. Oh, I know where they are. They are like borders and backgrounds, it's called. Here we go. So you can maybe see a little bit better there. Rather than run those embossing folders through every one of them, which is kind of a pain and takes a long time, I just take a crayon and do a rubbing of it, and then that's in the catalog. So it's really fast and really easy. It's good if you just buy yourself a new box of crayons. But that's how I represent the embossing folders. So dies, stamps, punches, embossing folders, Kiwi Lane templates, like design templates. Let's see if all of those things are going to be represented in the catalog, and then drive me back to whatever. I'm trying to think look if I have something else weird in here besides. But most things are just, I've just followed that 4-section system. I use the, I use little like shapes section there. I use my shut your flap tabs to label the sections. You can do, you can photocopy things. The reason I don't like to photocopy things is because you don't get a true sense of the size, right? I shouldn't say that. You do get a true sense of the size, but like this, I reduced this so all of them would fit on the photocopier. And then I had to go through and label them with how big they actually were. So it's not ideal. It's better to actually cut your dies out so that you have the true sense, or you could photocopy them, but again, like this, like when I photocopy stamps, they're true to size. That's why I do it that way. doing it with the dies that was a little thing that I tested, and I was like, this doesn't work because now I don't know how big they are. So that's a problem. Look, you guys get to learn. Susie's laughing at me. You guys get to learn from all of my mistakes as I've gone through this process to try and figure things out. Stencils are also going to be represented as I go through the catalog. I'm just trying to see what things.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, Susie has a question.
We have a question on the 4-drawer supply case. Is it 12 by 12?
No, the 4-drawer storage and supply case that's on sale is the smaller, the 9 by 12 storage and supply case, not the 12 by 12 storage and supply case. Good question. Good point out.
And then ticking on the scrap rack, Michelle St. Angelo is asking which scrap rack pages are best for storing ephemera packs?
Which scrap rack pages are best for storing ephemera packs? It just depends on the pack, right? And the size of the ephemera. So my best guess is probably going to be either the Fabulous 4 or the Fantastic 5, right? The 5 are 5 by 7 pockets. The 4 is 6 by 6 pockets. So either one of those is probably going to work for ephemera. Most of it is pretty small, but the package that it comes in might be a little bit larger.
All right, and Heather Peters is asking, is the scrap rack page bundle with all types just called a variety pack? Wondering if I'm searching wrong.
Say that again.
The scrap rack page bundles with all types just called a variety pack.
Yes, if there is a scrap rack variety pack still available, most likely it's going to be at scrapbook.com. They are the ones that had it in stock. But Stephanie might have, the Stamp Supply might have it also. But it's just called the variety pack if you're looking for what's left. Heather Ingram says, what do you take on a flight to keep you entertained, and what do you pack it in? I'm a card maker scrapbooker. On a flight, I like to color. That's neither scrapbooking or card making. But I would say something small like the A4 8.5 by 11 paper taker with a project kind of pre-packed in it. And that way you have all the pieces for that project packed into that small little case. And then you can travel with a Lois tote and it'll fit in there. But I think the key is going to be to being successful on a flight is, what is having all the pieces for a project in one little case, and then being able to, take out what you need and set that case beside you in the seat, or stuff it into, depending on what chairs you're in, what the pockets are in the front. Sometimes you can pull out your tray table, depending on the design of the plane, and you can fit that storage and supply case between the back of the seat in front of you and the bar that supports the tray table. So it'll just kind of stand up right there. I don't know what plane design that is, but I do love it when that happens. But I think it's going to be more important. Probably scrapbooking is a little bit harder if you're looking at 12 by 12. Card making is perfect because you have a small project on a small workspace. And then I would just pre-prep everything that I had planned to do, right? Do all the cutting, make sure you have your glue and your, everything's cut and ready to go. So you almost created your own kit, and then just putting it together on the flight is going to be the perfect thing, right? Like, you probably don't want to be stamping and stuff on the flight either. It's kind of messy, but assembling whatever project it is that you have is probably going to be a perfect idea to do on a flight as well. All right. Jeannie Colson says, what do you store your catalog in? I use a scrap rack binder for my catalog, and right now it is just in one of our, so it could go right on my scrap rack. I could put it right in the center of the scrap rack, which is where I usually keep it. If I'm going to travel with it or I want to bring it somewhere else, I'm going to put it in just into one of our 12 by 12 plastic binders. So depending on how you're using it, where you're using it, you can leave it on your scrap rack or you can keep it in the binder. Either way.
Kathy Busher is asking, what is the advantages of using a 12 by 12 notebook for the catalog versus a standard size notebook?
The advantage of 12 by 12 over 8.5 by 11, just that you can get more things on a page. That's it, right? So some stuff like Kiwi Lane templates are 12 inches long. I have some 12-inch long dies and some 12-inch long embossing folders, not a lot. So you could easily do it in 8.5 by 11. If you look through old blog posts, you'll see the original catalog that I had was 8.5 by 11. It's smaller, it's easier to take around with you, right? So if you're going to go somewhere and you're going to take that catalog rather than taking all your tools, it's a little bit easier to manage if it's a little bit smaller. Really, the only reason for 12 by 12 is that it fits nicely in the scrap rack with the rest of my 12 by 12 stuff, and you can get more stuff on a page. But other than that, it doesn't really matter. So if you're more comfortable in a smaller format, it's just going to take a few more pages, but you also get the advantage of it's a little bit easier to manage. So whichever you prefer, there's advantages and disadvantages to both. Neither of them are significant though. Tigerberry Berry, can you refresh my mind on what I want to use the Faline bag for? Yes. Ooh, speaking of Faline, mine are packed up. I'm going to HSN. There's going to be a 2-pack of Falines available on HSN on Tuesday. Usually they'll actually go live on Monday, but I'll be on Tuesday morning, I think, with the Faline buddy bag. Perfect for 6x6 paper. 6x6 paper pads works great with the 6x6 tab dividers. Why would you use that over the 6x6 paper handler or the 6x6 paper taker? Just because it holds more, it's bigger, right? You've got 4 inches of space in there. It also works awesome for your tri-blend markers. So I think you can get 77 tri-blend markers into the Faline bag. And then other bigger, bulkier things, like right now I have one of them filled with my great big rolls of foam tape, which are tough to store, especially when they're new, because they're like 6.5 inches around. So the Faline bag works great for that as well. So a number of things. She, of course, was designed around the 6x6 paper pads to work with the 6x6 tab divider pockets and give people a little bit more storage, or portable storage for 6x6 paper than what we were offering before. Lisa Gates, what do you recommend for fabric fat quarter storage? I recommend waiting for the new Slide Stash and Store items that are designed around fabric fat quarter storage. Susie, right below you, back 2 cubes, you'll see the fabric in that little, can you pull that out? I'll show, well, one more cube. Well, right. There you go, yeah. Poor Susie, my directions around she can never leave because I know she can never leave because I'd have to get somebody else to understand. Go over here, a little over there. So this is our new Slide Stash and Store fat quarter storage. You can see I'm kind of splitting it. This is actually 3 boxes. So they link together just like the 4-drawer, so that you can, depending on how deep your cabinets are. So if you have 10-inch deep, put that back in there. If you have 10-inch deep uppers that you're storing in, or this is 15 inches, right? You're using an IKEA cube. You can link them together to be the right size. So I've got a couple of different folds of fat quarters, a couple of different rolls here. So this is coming in the fall, if not sooner. I'm pushing to get it out to y'all sooner, but it's a great way to store fat quarters. Now, some people like to store fat quarters in buddy bags. So I know they use the Sue buddy bag, possibly Leanne also. I'm going to pull Leanne out here. We'll see how that goes. But this is a good question. So one of the things that I've been working on, as you know, because I've asked all of you this, I cannot believe that I cannot find a Leanne buddy bag here that's empty. If you were going to put your fat quarters in a buddy bag, how many would you want to put in there? How big would that buddy bag need to be? Oh, look at that. Yeah. So these are just the regular fold size that when I buy them at already pre-cut at the fabric store. I'm going to separate this out and make sure that they're not too tall once we get. Oh yeah. So Leanne will hold quite a few fat quarters also. But is that enough? Would you like to see something, maybe a bag double or triple the Leanne buddy bag size to organize your fat quarters? Would that be something that would be helpful? The other thing that's going to come with the fat quarter organizer is this little insert, a little insert piece that helps you fold things back to the right size easily every time. So
while you're there, I've got a question on Wendy Lake and Hefner wants to know how wide is the new fat quarter boxes?
The new fat quarter boxes are glasses on, 4.5 wide by 5 deep by, I already knew they're 5 deep actually, but by 3 inches tall. So you can put fat quarters either direction. I've got these high and these across, and they fit both ways. Ta-da! I think they're going to be great. I mean, I'm really excited about them, but again, if you were thinking, oh, I'd like to have a big buddy bag, how much bigger than a Leanne would it need to be? Would you want to by weight, or would you just want, so here's what I'm thinking, you know, the 12 by 12 storage and supply cases that we have, I'm thinking of putting 3 inner boxes in there. So it would work like drawers, right? Here's, you know, reds, greens, blues, whatever, but you could pull out the drawer of fat quarters and then stash it on the shelf, that you'd be able to see it all and travel with it if you needed to and that type of thing. So that's my question to you. How big would you like that to be? Will you be doing, Barb Carlson, hi Barb, will you be doing product grids for storage and supply cases? I love these grids. Yes, I'm surprised it's not posted yet, actually. I think that I'm going to look. Well, you're probably faster at the look than I am, Barb. Actually, I think that they were going to post them. Let me take a quick look here on the website and see. Slide Stash and Store is up, but storage and supply cases are not here. So I'll ask about it when SASC product grid available.
You ready for another question?
Yep. Give me another question.
Pat Ostendorf wants to know what buddy bags would be best to store bottles of the Pops of Color from scrapbooks.com.
What buddy bag is best for Pops of Color from scrapbook.com? I'm almost 100% sure their Pops of Color are the same size as Stickles, which means you can use the Teresa buddy bag for those. Matter of fact, and that'll probably hold 10, or you could put like 33 in the Edna or Merle buddy bag. So depending on how many you want to carry, I would look at Teresa for 10, Edna or Merle for many, many more than that. Triple that.
All right. And then Deborah Sherman wants to know, what do you suggest for storing Anna Griffin 6x8 paper?
Anna Griffin 6x8 paper, I would say either the 8x8 paper taker. There is a new 8x8 paper handler coming out. So depending on how much of a hurry you are in for that, that would work. Also, the 8x8 fab file would work as well. So fab file is going to be a little bit thicker, a little bit wider than the paper taker. So you're going to get a little bit more. If you want to wait for the 8x8 paper handler, then you're going to have that, you know, the same functionality of storing it on your shelf like this and being able to just pull up the handles to move it around. So there isn't something that's just 6x8, but the 8x8 paper handler would work fine for that, or the 8x8 fab file are just going to have that extra space in there. You could use the 6x6 paper handler too, but the paper pads would stick out the top. So but like I said, there is an 8x8 paper handler on its way. So hopefully we'll see that sooner than later. Bring it on.
What would be the best size buddy bag for a planner?
Oh, best size buddy bag for your planner. Depends on what size planner you're using. I use the Happy Planner, and I use the medium size one, kind of the typical one, and I use the 8x8 paper taker, not buddy bag, to hold that. And different supplies. So you can see I've got stickers in here. I got a couple of colored pens in the pocket on the outside, but my actual planner fits in the 8x8 paper taker as well. So that's a good solution. You might need two. Maybe you want one for your planner. Maybe you have tons of planner supplies. You want to add more stuff than I've got. So then you might need two of those, but it works perfectly for that. I'm a planner junkie. That's what Susie's referring to, I think. Marie Brancotti says, when do you think you will have the 12x12 storage and supply cases back in stock? Okay. So I'm going to tell you what I'm working on. And I'm trying to get everything set up on the TT website that we have in the US warehouse, even though we're moving everything over just yet. So if we're out of it in stock in the TT warehouse in the UK, we can ship it to you out of the US warehouse. So that's my mission. I don't know how long it's going to take to accomplish that. In the meantime, I'm pretty sure that scrapbook.com has the 12x12 storage and supply cases because they are stocked out of the US warehouse. And I think we have all of them in stock in the US warehouse, which means that scrapbook.com is going to also have all of them. I don't know how much you all know about scrapbook.com, but their mission is if they carry a product line, they want to carry everything within that line. So if we have it in stock, they are most likely going to also have it on their website in the US. And like I said, hopefully you'll be able to buy more and more stuff on the TT website that's stocked out of the US. It's a little bit easier to keep things in stock between the two warehouses. So there's some technical website interaction that is causing us not to be able to do that right away, but we're working on it. It is a mission. Okay, Deborah Seepley says, suggestions for Stampendous embossing powders. I have a lot, like 30 jars. I do not have any Stampendous embossing powders. I don't know how big they are, but if they are similar in size to let's see, what brand is this? So these are Zing, I think, Recollections, Zing, Moxie. These are all the same, like this same size. Are your Stampendous powders about this same size? Because if so, you can store them in, boy, you could probably take advantage of the 4-drawer storage and supply case today, actually. My little Tim Holtz items here. I put, they're kind of a little bit tall for this. I put them all upside down so then I can see what really color they are. You could also label the lid if you wanted to put them right side up. And then you could see them, but I just kind of figure they're a little.
She says Stamps of Life has the 12x12 4-drawer in stock.
Oh, 12x12 4-drawer is in stock at Stamps of Life. So these are my other embossing powders. They're not the Stampendous brand, but if you tell me how big those are, I will tell you. I will specifically address that. But if they're the same size as these other brands, then you will definitely be able to fit them 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 32 of them in one 4-drawer storage and supply case. Now, also, if you're not familiar with the SACs, the storage and supply cases, the drawers are, you can intermix the drawers on them. So you may be able to, if you don't fill it, sounds like you can, you've got 30, but you could put other products in there as well. So the 4-drawer storage and supply case, that's on $10 Tuesday, might be a good solution for that, for those embossing powders. But let me know if they're different height, size than, well, how do you know? How do you know they're different? Because you probably don't know the size of these. So these are here. These are 2 1/4 inches tall, and the widest part of the lid is 1.5 inches around. So on these other, so this Moxie, Zing, Recollections, American Crafts, they're all this same size. So if that helps. Okay. Natalie Shimanek says, I need a buddy bag that is a minimum of 10.5 inches tall, 6 inches wide, and 6 inches deep to hold and transport my ink blender brushes that are stored in a Market by Marco round stadium holder. 10.5 inches tall, 6 by 6. Okay, I love that idea. I love that. Make it by Marco round. Sorry, I gotta write this down. 10.5 by 6 by 6. Love it. I'm going to check it out. I think that's a great idea. I think there's a lot of people using blending brushes that need a solution for moving them around. So that may be it, Natalie.
All right, I have a question for you.
Susie's got a question from Vicky. What is it, Suze?
My sister gave me some tab folders that are 5 3/4 inch wide by 8 inch tall. What can I use these for and store them in?
Tab pockets, 5 3/4 by 8. I'm wondering if those are 5 3/4 by 8. You could definitely store that. They're 8 inches tall, 5 3/4. You could definitely store them in the like 8 by 8 paper handler, or sorry, the 8 by 8 paper taker, the 8 by 8 fab file. You're going to have a little bit of extra room there. You could probably put them in the 6 by 6 paper handler, and they'd stick out the top. But if they're only 5 3/4 inches wide, they would fit in widthwise. They would, like I said, definitely the 8 by 8 paper taker, or the coming soon 8 by 8 paper handler, or the 8 by 8 fab file would hold them. So they're going to have a little bit of room at the end. That's 5 3/4 inch is a little bit narrower, but they would definitely fit in any of those storage items. Also, if you're using the desk-made storage, so that's the die stamp and supply organizers, right? I've got everything in here in different pockets. So you could definitely use those pockets in something like this as well. And then the height doesn't really matter because it's open at the top. So that might be a good solution as well. Okay. Lana Hunt says, what scrap rack pages does she recommend for a page kit collection that includes brads and washi tape, 12 by 12 paper, and also bulky items? Could I 3-hole punch a non-scrap rack thing and use it for this purpose? Yes, you could 3-hole punch a non-scrap rack thing, but you could also use the project planner pages. So the project planner pages are double-sided, and they have gusseted pockets on the front. So they're perfect for things that are big and bulky, like brads, washi tape. I even have some that have wood-mounted stamps in those pockets. They gusset out to almost a full inch. The back side is a big actual 12 by 12 pocket, but in the middle, there is a 12 and a half by 12 1/4 pocket. So even like that oversized 12 by 12 paper, what am I talking about? Let me just show you. Let me show you an example here. So the project planner pages, these have 12 by 12 in them, that's okay. So you've got 3 pockets on the front with these little locking flaps, right? 1, 2, 3. And then you've got a big pocket on the back. And then in the middle, there's also a pocket. So you've got a total of 5 pockets in the project planner pages. They do have the 3-hole punch, so they're going to go easily into your scrap rack, and they're going to hold a lot of weight and bulk between the gusseted pockets and the fact that they are made out of that little bit heavier material that our specialty storage pages are made out of. It's going to be the perfect solution for that type of thing. I actually even think I have Maybe even a whole, this is another one. So I've got a whole card kit in here. You can see I even have a whole, this is a DVD box that goes with this kit. I've got all that in there. Oh, here's one. This one's really bulked out, right? So you can see all the different things. I've got everything in here. Washi tape, got, you know, big spools of twine. I've got instructions. I've even got the actual chipboard album that I'm going to put all those things on together on. So the project planner pages are definitely the way to go with that. And I think we don't have them on our website right now. I think you probably have to get them at scrapbook.com. Sorry, Susie's laughing at me. All right. Cheryl Adams says, what do you recommend for Tim Holtz Distress Glazes and Simon Hurley Lunar Paste? Thanks. I don't think I have either one of those things. So if you just tell me what size they are, I'll be more than happy. Tim Holtz Distress Glazes. I'm wondering, and Simon Hurley, I love Simon. He is the cutest thing ever. Lunar Paste. I'm guessing that Lunar Paste, there's a good chance that Lunar Paste is the same size as like Nouveau Embellishment Paste or something like that. And that is going to fit in either the Edna or Merle Buddy Bag or the new Chastity Buddy Bag, which will be on special on HSN on Tuesday also in a 2-pack. Those round pods. So if the Lunar Paste is the same size as those, that's what it's going to fit in. If it's smaller, I just need to know size-wise what size and shape those two things are, the Tim Holtz and the Lunar Paste, and I'm happy to guess that for you. I try to have everything, but obviously today's been a tough day for things. I know, it's very Monday.
Jennifer Altap wants to know the binder you're using to store the project planner pages in. What is that called?
The binder with the project planner pages is called the Project Planner Memento Keeper. I believe those are available on our website right now, and it comes preloaded with 3 of those pages. And you can add more depending on how thick you get the pages. But if you max out the pages, you're only going to be able to fit 3 per binder. But I use them also for memento keepers and album planning. And then I use the Scrap Rack Perfect 6 pages, which hold 4x6 photos. So I can lay out the photos that go along with the mementos as I'm planning. Like when I decide, okay, this is a project I'm going to work on, that's how I do the next sorting. And then everything I have, mementos, notes, journaling notes, photos, they're all organized and ready to go in that one binder. So when I'm ready to work, I can just pull that out. I don't have to go hunting around for other things. It works brilliantly for that.
Now back to your previous one. Carlotta Ewing says, my Tim Holtz
glazes, yeah,
fit nicely in the 6-drawer stash and store.
Oh, Carlotta's saying the Tim Holtz glazes fit nicely in the 6-drawer storage and supply case. I bet the 6-drawer storage and supply case. So this is the 6-drawer storage and supply case. Dun, dun. And Carlotta says she puts her Tim Holtz glazes in the 6-drawer storage and supply case, which would maybe think they're small. You know what I do have, which I wonder if they're the same size. So these are distress glitters, Tim Holtz distress glitters, and then I have this little paint also. Yeah, Tim Holtz paint and glitters. I don't know, maybe his distress glazes are in the same size little jar as the glitters, and then they would probably definitely be a good fit. Oh yeah, in the 6-drawer storage and supply case. So there's a couple of solutions there for you. I wish I knew the Lunar Paste for sure. I don't like to not know. All right. Marla Lindemann needs some help. Catherine Pooler mini inks. I have the 1-inch storage, but they don't stay put. Any other ideas? Just are they the long skinny or the square? So Those are Gina K. The only Catherine Pooler inks I have are the full-size ones, the ovals. But I think that the Catherine Poolers might be the same size as the old Stephanie Bernard small ink pads. And let me see if I can pull those out here for a second. See if I've got them. I think those fit best in, boy, I thought I had them. Oh, they're on my shelf. Ha! Those fit best, I think, in the, sorry, usually I send Susie looking for stuff, but some days I just can't mentally get my brain around it. If they are this size, these are the old Stephanie Bernard size, right? If they look like that. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 of them in the Shelly Buddy bag, and I've taken the blending pads that go with each color and store them, or the ones that I've started using, I guess, and I store them between the bag and the inner box, so I can see the color, and then the color sometimes rubs off on the bag, but you can just wipe it out, so that works really well. So if that's the size, go with the Shelly Buddy bag and put them back to back, and that'll hold them close. One of the problem with ink manufacturers, I don't really understand this. I'm not judging. I really don't understand why they can't develop ink pads that lock closed, right? That you can, I mean, I know that was addressed by Stampin' Up! With their flip ink pads, and close to my heart with the magnetic ink pads. So those manufacturers seem to have realized the value of ink pads that will stay closed, but everybody else makes ink pads that the tops fall off of. So I don't know. I can't.
I got it. It's so they dry out,
so
you have to buy more.
Susie says that so they dry out, you have to buy more.
Now, I'm not a crafter, but I got that one figured out.
She got it figured out quickly.
Elizabeth Schlosser wants to know, is the 8-drawer storage and supply case just in transition to the U.S. warehouse and not discontinued?
The 8-drawer storage and supply case is not discontinued. So it must be on its way to the U.S. And look again, scrapbook.com. If we have it in the U.S. warehouse, they have it in stock. And Stephanie usually carries the Stamps of Life. If we have them in stock, she usually carries those as well. So she would have them also. Susan Sheehy says, what can you store your mini We Are memory keeper cinch machine and coils? Huh. Here's my mini cinch. I have it stored in a slide stash and store. This is a number 6. I have it with this giant punch board also. This is a square punch board. And then I have my coils stored. Now, where are they? Did I take them somewhere? La, 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 la. No, we used them at Sassy Crafters. And I wonder if I thought I brought them home already, though. This is one of the problems with doing all the crafty things somewhere other than your house, right? Is hauling them around. Come on now. I bet they're probably at my mom's. Darn it. I store them in a slide stash and store, and I use these guys to separate them. So this is the vinyl roll organizer sleeve, and I slide them in there, and that is what I use to separate them so they don't get all hung up on each other, because otherwise you have to keep them in the box that they come in and slide them into those little individual slots, right? So I have my mini cinch in the number 6, and then, but the other thing is, here's something interesting. You could probably store your mini cinch and then put those, oh no, they're longer. I was going to say you could put them into maybe even the Brandy Buddy bag might be long enough for, no, I just put it back in the wrong place. Look at me. Okay. So now these are a smaller version, right? I cut mine down to hold the smaller spines, but if you're using the bigger thought I had some in here that were bigger. That's kind of how I started this whole madness. You can put 2. They do get hung up on each other. So that's the reason I cut my vinyl roll things down, cut them in half and resealed them so that they were smaller and narrower. So these didn't get hung up on each other. But I think you probably could put them in a brandy buddy bag. The biggest challenge, I mean, the nice thing about this is they don't get hung up on each other, right? I know if you've used the cinch, you have had this experience that I had of literally having all of your, I should put something down, right? Doing everything with your hands full. Yes. So they will fit in the brandy buddy bag, right? Hang on, everybody. Hang on. Where do I have a vinyl? There. Oh, an empty vinyl roll sleeve. So you can see how this one is too wide, right? Oops. Right? That's what it's going to look like if you just put one in there. You're going to have all this extra space, which is okay. I mean, you could still slide these into your brandy buddy bag or even stand them up in the back of your slide stash and store with your cinch or your mini cinch. Now you got me thinking about that mini cinch. And that might actually fit in the Faline buddy bag, the mini cinch. I don't know. I packed my Falines up, and I'm going to send Susie over now. The suitcase that's by the back door there, can you grab one of the Faline buddy bags out of it? There's probably right on top, maybe the one with the foam tape. These are going to HSN with me. Yes, that'll be the easiest one. Okay, so, right, if you use the vinyl roll sleeves, I'm getting distracted. If you use the vinyl roll sleeves, you can cut them. This is always right. So they're hot seamed together. You can rip that seam, right? And then you can cut them to be smaller and re-tape them together, or if you have a seal-a-meal or a heat tool, right? So that there's the right size for that. Okay, so this is a lot of work. I know I've been trying to convince the powers that be that we need to make a smaller sleeve and a bigger sleeve for other things. But you can just seal it back together and then have the perfect size sleeve for these. Sorry, I've been talking about these way too long. Then you can store them in your brandy buddy bag. Wow. Okay, so this is what I. Oh, Susie's saying you remember if you need to comment if you want to get in the drawing to win the prize today. So this is my mini cinch machine, and look at that. Who would have thunk it? So this is the Faline buddy bag, and it holds the mini cinch machine also very nicely. I wonder if it would go the other direction too. I love this thing. I don't know. No, it's too long. It has to go this way. I use this all the time. I have become the craziest cinch book maker ever. I love it. I love everything about it. It's fun. It's fast. It's easy. Once you get it down, I make all kinds of like multi-book card things. We did them. We've done it. We use it in Sassy Crafters all the time. It's crazy. Okay. Am I back on track? Have I talked about everything now? Okay. What is the best buddy bag for dewdrop inks? Again, I'm going to go to the Shelly. There you go. You're going to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 in there. And again, you can store it flat like this if you want to keep your ink pads flat. And you can see all the colors there in the bottom, right? And you can also store them this way, technically upside down if you want to be able to see all the colors at the top, right? So either way works just fine, and you're going to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 in there. The dewdrops. Shelly, the Shelly Buddy Bag, perfect for that. Shelly also works for, she'll hold 24 of the small square ink pads, and that's 2 back to back and 1 across the top or across the bottom, however you want to think about it. This small, like 1-inch squares as well. Debbie Watson says, what do you suggest to store packages of cream of flowers? Right now I have them crammed into punch bags, wondering if there was a better way to organize them. I don't know the packaging size on them, but I would think stored in punch packs, you know, I'd like to see them more vertical. So if the size of the packaging allows them to be stored maybe in the Kirsten Buddy bag, right? So when you open the lid, you can kind of file through them instead of pulling out the tray and digging through them. Also, the Faline Buddy bag might be a good solution for that as well. But I don't know what the, like if you're leaving them in that packaging size, I don't know what that package size is. One of the other things I've done with flowers, especially once I've sorted them out by color, is stored them in just in the pockets. Let's see if I have that here. 6x6 paper, darn it. Oh, maybe here. So if you go through and sort the different flowers by color or by style, then they can go into tab divider pockets. It doesn't matter that they're bulky. And then you could store them in any of the fab files. So maybe the 8x8 file, these are 5x7. Maybe the 8x8 is a better choice for the size of those cream of flowers or the quantity that you have, but they store really nicely in the fab files, in the pockets. And I mean, I don't know how much upside down or what if they might get upside down, but you definitely get to the top of the pocket. Oh, they're sinking back down now. Right, but even this little guy hasn't slipped out of the pocket all the way. So the pockets in the 6x6 or the 8x8 fab file might be a great way to organize all of those together by color or by style or however you've got them. Again, I have no idea. I think the Prima packages are the ones that they sell at Michael's, and they're mostly kind of flat carded cards. I need to look that up too. I'll see if I'm going to look into that too and see what that looks like. Okay. Lisa Williams says, bought the 3-ring white binders with 4x6 flip pockets on one side and 5x7 on the other side, and don't remember what I bought them for. What products are these good for? They are great for photo storage and organization, right? So if you're organizing photos, you put 6 photos per pocket, which is a single page of a 12x12 double page layout. So if you're organizing photos that you're going to be able to like kind of pre-sort into your page layouts, they're great for that. They're standard 4x6, 5x7. So cards, card blanks, cards you've made. So if you have a bunch of small, 4x6 cards and 5x7 cards that are already made, let's say for birthday, you can fill that binder with those cards. And then when you need a card, you can flip through those pockets to choose the right card for whomever you're going to send that to. So it's great for card storage. You can add the magnetic sheets to them and store dies in them. You can store stamps in them as well. So they are just that classic 4x6, 5x7 size, but they will work across the board for lots of different things. I know some people use them as bling binders, where they put the different colors of bling in each one of those pockets. And again, then you have that ability to flip through and find the different things. But they're going to work with almost anything in your craft supply collection that you want to store flat. So die, stamps, photos, cards that you've made, card blanks, pre-cut card pieces, any of those things. Even Prima flowers by color would fit in there. All right. Sherry Baxter Mott says, I need a storage solution for dies. I'm just getting started. They are Gemini MIDI size dies. Probably the crowd favorite for die storage is going to be the 5x7 fab file or 5x7 paper taker with 5x7 pockets and 5x7 magnets. So if you're just getting started, so this is the 5x7 paper taker, right? So you're going to put the magnet in the pocket and then to store your dies. And if you have stamps that coordinate, let's see if there's some of these are all dies. It looks like you can put the stamps in the pocket with the dies as well. So the 5x7 paper taker or the Karen Buddy bag or the 5x7 fab file, they're all going to fit those 5x7 pockets. If you think, okay, I love this, I'm probably going to go bigger at some point, then you might want to start with the Kirsten Buddy bag and the 9x6 pockets in the Kirsten Buddy bag, which are going to hold bigger dies, or you can put 2 sets of dies, 2 sets of stamps, right, per pocket in there if you're going to go big. But I would say the most popular, probably the best loved, and you all who are on board with me right now can comment about it as well. The 5x7 pockets and 5x7 magnets, we sell literally thousands of those day in, well, not every day, but day in and day out. They are a bestseller for die storage. And if you're just getting started, that's a great way to go. I like the 5x7 fab file over the 5x7 paper taker or Karen Buddy bag. And I know, don't string me up here, people, because I know this Karen Buddy bag has been a favorite forever. I like the 5x7 fab file because it has the locking lid. So if you're going to take them with you somewhere, that lid locks down and it's a little wider than the paper taker. If you're not going to travel with your dies, then the Karen Buddy bag holds more than the paper taker. So those are all the things to consider, but I would definitely go 5x7 pockets and magnets, especially as a starter. Carrie Harden says, have you ever considered something big enough to hold like 10 inches of thickers? 10, I'm thinking that you're saying 10 inches thick of thickers. Not specifically, but one of the things that I'm really sort of pushing for is bigger buddy bags. And we'd have to call them the big buddies. I love it. Bertha and her big buddies, the big buddy bags. And then we could do something that would hold more stuff like that. So it's definitely, I mean, the thickers can be stored in the Kiwi Lane box, which is only about 3.5 inches thick. So you would need 3 of them to store that many. But I think that's a perfect solution for a big buddy bag, BBB. Maybe we'll call it B3. Big buddy bag on my list. I'm all about the big buddy bags. I need you guys to support me in this. Tell me what you would use them for and why you need them. And so when I go into new product development, I go armed with all the information, what problems people are having that they need the big buddy bags to store. That's my goal, right? All right. Renee Spale says, why are you bringing all the products back from the UK? Will shipping be faster? I hope so. Faster shipping is one thing. Less expensive shipping is the other. Okay, so there's so much more involved here. So, you know, in the US, we still have the tariffs that President Trump put on things that increase the prices of most items by about 25%. So one of the things about bringing things into the UK is that those tariffs aren't active there. So that 25% of not paying tariff was part of what we were figuring into the equation. But we think when we get them back here, and we can save enough on shipping that isn't as relevant. That's our goal, to bring everything back here. So it will be faster shipping. Hopefully we'll be able to control the cost of shipping. And right now we're managing 2 inventories, which is confusing not only for us, but also confusing for you, because I'm saying, well, you can buy this on the TT. We don't have it on the TT website, but you can buy it on scrapbook.com. And then people are like, I don't understand why, if scrapbook.com has it, don't you have it? And it's all because the double warehouse thing. So there's a lot of problems that will be addressed when everything is back in the US. But from your side as a consumer, hopefully it's going to be we're going to be able to maintain stock better, and you're going to be able to get things shipped to you more quickly, and we'll have better tracking on things, which is something that we love and we're used to, right? We want to know, is our package shipped? Where is it? When is it going to be here? And so part of things coming across the pond is a tracking issue. So hopefully all those things are going to be resolved. Okay. Boy, I think that's it. Now, I hope all of you guys have who have commented, because it's time for Leanne to draw a winner. If there are no other questions, do you have anything, Suze?
I don't. Someone just asked if you're still working with Crafter's Companion.
Yes. Are you still? Someone's asking me, are you still working with Crafter's Companion? Yes. And we're looking at doing more and more stuff together once we get things moved over here. It'll be a little bit easier for me to contribute. I just had a thought in my head. Something. Oh, the 4-drawer storage and supply case. It was related to that. Don't remember. Quickly though, the small pack and pop. Do I have one of those down here? Let me see. I was just going to talk about that because usually I don't have one loaded up. Where are they? Darn it. Oh, ta-da. The small pack and pop. Also great for Cricut tools, right? So the pack and pop cases, this one's on sale for $10 today. They have the foam insert, which gives you the ability to customize to fit the right products in there that you want to carry and keep them upright in your pack and pop case. So $10 items today. 4-drawer storage and supply case. Small pack and pop. The tray for the store and clip system, and that tray fits in your IKEA Calyx or your IKEA Expedit. So it makes you able to pull everything out of there at one time. And then the scrap rack dust cover. So those are your $10 Tuesday items while supplies last. So don't miss out on that. Anything else, Suze, before we wrap it up?
I think that looks like about it.
Woo! I feel like everything was a little crazy today. All right, our winner today, Benita Miller. You have won a $25 Totally Tiffany gift certificate. So please reach out to prizes, that's prizes with an S, at crafterscompanion.com, and let them know you are this week's winner. If you are not, Benita, a member of Club Inspire, please register for Club Inspire first, and then they're going to credit your Club Inspire account that $25 so you can shop with it the next time you're ready. All right, my crafty friends. Oh, the 17th? No, that's not this week. No, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Susie's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Next week, I will not be here. Next week is, I'll be at Home Shopping Network, HSN in Florida it's not a 24-hour craft day, but it is a crafty day. So there'll be lots of craft stuff mingled in with the regular stuff. So I will be there Eastern time, the 8 a.m. hour and the 12 noon hour. So there will be no Tuesday live next week. And then the 17th, mark your calendars, there's a Craft House show, Totally Tiffany Takeover on Crafters TV. So definitely you'll want to pop in and see what's going on for that as well. All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining me today. I will see all of you 2 weeks from today on Tuesday Live or on HSN next Tuesday. I think that's it. All right, everybody, take care. Have a great week.